Standing here on the beach in Grenada, Grandance Beach, beautiful, peaceful, beautiful sunset on the horizon, beautiful sound of the waves beating in on the seashore. Very peaceful place at this moment, unlike our world that is so torn, so fearful, so afraid of this thing called a coronavirus. It is, yes, a serious situation because it will lead to many losing their lives, but there is a greater fear that is fear itself. This coming Sunday, I will be addressing a spirit of fear based on 2 Timothy 1:7. For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. Church in a physical location will be canceled, but we will be online. And I can hear some people saying now, aren't we not people of faith? Can we not just meet together and believe God? Can we not defy authority and just come together? Scripture exhorts us to respect those in authority. Romans 13, 1-10, I'll read verse 1-2, says, everyone must submit to governing authorities, for all authority comes from God, and those in position of authority have been placed there by God. So anyone who rebels against authority is actually rebelling against God himself. Yes, I'm back in Canada, sitting in the back of our church in a place that will be empty on Sunday, which is something totally new to us, and realizing this spirit of fear that has seemed to have swept the world and even the church. Paul the Apostle, quoting from Philippians chapter 4 and verse 11, knew what contentment was like in grim circumstances as we face today. He said, I have learned to be content whatever the circumstances. In Philippians 4 and 11, the New King James puts it this way, I have learned in whatever state I am to be content. My question for you today is, are you content? We teach our children to not be fearful. Then we grow up as adults, and then there are times that we become fearful. 2 Timothy 1:7 says, for God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. It seems many have been caught up in what I call a spirit of fear, with all the unnecessary hype fostered by Facebook, hysteria, the media hype, and so much false information that's at our fingertips. Coronavirus, it's not our enemy. But as Rick Yancey put it, he said, our enemy is fear, blinding, reason-killing fear. Fear consumes the truth and poisons all the evidence, leading us to false assumptions and irrational conclusions. Maybe you're there today. I realize that we must be cautious. There must be isolation, but we must not be fearful. Our God is bigger than all of this, and he most certainly wasn't caught off guard. We may have been. We were when we went to Grenada, totally caught off guard that it would come to this. God was not. I pray as Christians that we have not succumbed to fear. God will bring us through. God will give us a testimony. I love Corrie ten Boom. I love the writings of Corrie ten Boom. Corrie ten Boom went through something much more horrific than what you and I are experiencing today. She went through the Holocaust. And she said this at one point, never be afraid to trust an unknown future to a known God. I saw a quote on Facebook while I was in Grenada. It said, when David faced Goliath, he didn't talk about how dangerous Goliath was. He talked about how great his God is. Today, I want to ask you, are you focused on your Goliath, or are you focused on God? My daughters, especially Diana, is often putting quotes from Toby Mac on Facebook, and they are powerful. Every one of them. I love reading them. They have such a urgent message. And this one that he's put on just a couple of days ago, he quoted A.W. Tozer. A.W. Tozer said, when it looks like things are out of control behind the scenes, there is a God who hasn't surrendered his authority. As Diana used to sing here in this church at times, God is in control. So why should I be afraid? Stacy Sanchez said, fear rises up whenever we feel out of control, and faith rises up whenever we remember God is in control. In light of the coronavirus, we are presented with a prime opportunity to be people of God who can make and will make a difference. Again, A.W. Tozer said, a frightened world needs a fearless church. This is our prime opportunity to shine for Christ. It's our prime opportunity to be a testimony to the world. Both our federal government and our provincial government have made it very clear we are to limit the numbers who are allowed to gather. Though I would much prefer having all of you together in church, I still respect those in authority over us and will go into, for personally myself, a 14-day quarantine upon returning home, and respect the fact that we are not permitted to meet as a body at this time. Do you remember that we, you and I, are actually the ecclesia, as I've been preaching? So the important thing is not what we do inside this building, but what we do outside this building. And my prayer for you is that you would be the ecclesia that the world is looking for. Why is isolation so important in this circumstance? I want you to watch this quick little video and see the power of isolation to break the spread of something harmful. When I saw this, I said, this is very powerful. Tune into our Facebook page this coming Sunday at 10:30 a.m. as we join with you in worship and the Word. Until then, be thankful, be hopeful, be focused, not on what the world fears, but focus on Jesus, as Hebrews 12:2 says, is the author and the finisher of our faith. Paul had great confidence in God. He used the words, I am confident of this very thing. And as a pastor, as a brother in Christ, as a child of God, I am confident in this very thing. I am confident in God. I am confident in Jesus. Again, join us Sunday as we look at 2 Timothy 1:7. For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. God bless you.